Welcome to the first edition of Inside the Line with Marco D'Angelo. I am Marco D'Angelo, your host for this presentation, as we're going to take a look at Saturday, September 19th college football. I'm going to go inside the lines on a few of these games for you, give you some free angles and my knowledge on these games, help you pick some winners for the weekend, and of course, I'll be telling you about what I have going this weekend with my own selections. I'm going to get things started with a game, Arizona at Iowa. This game's taken a lot of money here in Las Vegas as this game opened up at Iowa -6. The line is down to 4 as the money's been coming in on the Arizona side. I feel that is the right side here to take Arizona plus the points. Iowa's coming off of an in-state rivalry game against Iowa State last week. I look for the Arizona defense to be able to stifle Iowa's offense on Saturday. I would look for Arizona to be able to keep this game a low-scoring game and for them to pull out the win. My projection in this game is Arizona outright 20-17. Another game on the Saturday card is Michigan State at Notre Dame. What a game that was last week with Notre Dame and Michigan, going down to the final seconds of the game before Michigan pulled the game out. Question here is, how does Notre Dame rebound? That was a tough loss for Notre Dame, and a lot of people expected big things out of Notre Dame this year, as a lot of people expected them to go into the battle against Southern Cal in October at 5-0. Will they be able to rebound on Saturday? Well, I found over the years that whenever a team loses a game the way that Notre Dame did on Saturday, it's much tougher to bounce back from. My thoughts here are that Michigan State's going to be able to keep the game close on Saturday. You're getting 10 points with this game with the Michigan State side. Also, the betting here in Las Vegas has been pretty well split up. Slight edge to the Michigan State side. I'm seeing the action coming in about 52 to 48% Michigan State money favored in this game. I'm going to look for Michigan State to keep it close. Notre Dame pulls it out in the end in what should be a high-scoring game, 31-27 Notre Dame, but I'm suggesting you take the points with Michigan State. Also on the Saturday card, there's an interesting game. It's an ugly game, but it is interesting, and that's SMU at Washington State. When you handicap college football, you look for angles, things that maybe most people just don't think about that might give you an edge over the odds maker. In this game, SMU's coming in off of a big road upset. They went into UAB and won as a double-digit underdog last Saturday. I look for them to be flat today, coming off an underdog win on the road and now made a favorite on Saturday. Washington State last week got drilled by Hawaii, 38-20. And people will look and say, wow, SMU won as an underdog on the road while Washington State was getting drilled by Hawaii. So they're going to look to the SMU side. 61% of the betting public is taking SMU in this game. I think it's a mistake. With that many people taking SMU, the line here in Las Vegas has been dropping on this game, telling me the sharp money is actually on the Washington State side. And I believe that is the right side. Even though Washington State got drilled last week by Hawaii, that loss will serve as a good teaching element for this week. Why? Well, Hawaii's passing offense was created by the coach of SMU, June Jones. They're going to get to see the same type of offense 2 weeks in a row. That's going to have them better prepared this week for SMU. I'm calling for an upset this week. Take Washington State plus the points over SMU. Also this week, I'm going to take a look at the Colorado game in a moment, and I'm going to give you a little tidbit on the San Jose State-Stanford game. But before I do, I want to tell you what's going on with my plays this Saturday. I'm off to a fantastic start in college football. 8-2 on the season, 80% winners. I passed the Friday night game, but we did have a big winner on Thursday with Miami of Florida. I'm currently ranked as the number 4 college handicapper in the country. And I'm going to be releasing a big Game of the Month selection on Saturday. You can get that Game of the Month along with all of my other plays on the Saturday card, all in one package for $35. Be sure to check it out at pregamepros.com to pick up the package on Saturday. Now, let's move on to the final 2 games I'm going to preview for you. This game, if you saw our weekly podcast, this was my podcast selection. I am giving out Colorado over Wyoming. Colorado has looked dismal in their first 2 starts. But if you drill down further and look at those 2 games, it makes sense. The first game was against their in-state rival, Colorado State. First game of the season on Labor Day weekend on a Sunday. That was a tight game. They lost it 23-17. They had to turn around and go on the road 5 days later. They went from a Sunday game to a Friday game at Toledo, cross-country, on ESPN. They never faced Toledo, so it was an offense that they weren't prepared for, and they had to do so on a short week. They got drilled, and the public saw how bad Colorado looked. Throw that game out. This week, they've had 8 days to prepare for their opponent, Wyoming. Wyoming's coming off playing Texas last week, and today they're going to run into a Big 12 team that's in an angry mood and in a must-win situation. They don't want to start conference play at 0-3 on the year. I look for a huge Colorado effort today, and I have them winning this game 38-20. Look for Colorado. This final game I actually don't have a play on, but I want to give you a little insight to it. If you like to lay big favorites, there is a reason Stanford on Saturday may want to run up the score on San Jose State. These 2 teams generally play as a rivalry. They're both in California. But next year, San Jose State canceled. They pulled out of a game that they already had a contract with Stanford to play. They did so because they accepted a game to play Alabama that's going to bring the school a payday of $1 million. The game against Stanford next year would have only brought the university $200,000. Hey, if you're going to get your butt kicked either way, why not make $1 million instead of $200,000? So San Jose State went for the money. Who says money doesn't matter? So in the second half, if Stanford gets a big lead, they may not want to take the foot off the gas pedal. Just a little bit of insight from yours truly as we go inside the line here with Marco D'Angelo. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I'll be back throughout the season looking at games and breaking them down for you. Again, be sure to check out my package on Saturday. And as always, best of luck to you, and I'll talk to you soon.